Here it is. Bit dark. My one anyway. So this is the oddest review of this bike. Untitled Chapter, yeah, right. It comes with mountain bike brakes. I could have theory put a petrol or little electric scooter bomb off. They're everywhere now, them electric scooters. But the things they don't tell you yet, they say it's only a 13 amp hour 48 volt battery. They lie. I've tested it fully charged. It's 55.2 volts fully charged, and I think it's 17.2 amp hour. So they lie about that. Which is a stupid thing to lie about, because it's better than what they advertise. Right, I took off the front little fender things, I didn't like it. I took off the front little mud guards for them, I didn't like them. I took off half the chain guard because the chain kept coming off. The chain we'll get to in a minute, but they put mountain bike brakes on it. All they've done is, that's a pit bike caliper, isn't it? And they've got an adapter for mountain bike brakes. Obviously it's not that fast for mountain bike, they're decent brakes, so they do. But I've actually, this is why I'm doing it as well. I've actually broke the original back brake. That's the original back brake lever, hydraulic brake lever with the cutout switch. I broke it and I've put this old mountain bike lever and this old caliper on. So I fell off it, slid out in the wet as I'm riding it now. It says for dry use only, but I've rid it in the rain and I've had absolutely no problems, just being careful. And as you can see now, but I had to replace it. And the mountain bike brake just bolted straight on there, so I don't know. I suppose it's alright. It says you can get the mountain bike brake. But this thing's already come loose. Look, this weird little thing that's in the frame that's already come loose. Let's rattle it about. This chain mesh, this chain's weird. Why they didn't put a pit bike chain on it, it's just beside me. Instead they put this weird little flimsy 6mm thing. Don't like it. But it's not snapped, but it has come off a couple of times and it's a bit harder to line up than a pit bike chain. But hey ho. The motor's in the rear swing arm as well, so it doesn't need any slack. It's got a tensioner. Can you see that? Yeah, it's got a tensioner, but you don't need any slack. It's in the swing arm. It's all attached. Normally the engine's obviously up here in a petrol bike, and the chain will come up here, and then there'll be slack on it to make so you can go up and down on the spring. Spring's a bit of a nightmare as well. They don't pump the spring up when they give it to you, and they don't adjust it up. They have it all the way adjusted down, so as soft as it can be, and then you've got to do it. Like, why don't they put it on maximum? Because it's a lot easier to turn it down than it is up on them springs. And there, it doesn't come with any air in it. And to be honest, I haven't managed really to get any air in it because the valve's a bit shit. Which is more than you'd expect when you're spending £1,000 on an electric pit bike, isn't it, I guess. Right, but the battery's decent. That was good. I like the look of these wheels, 14 and 12. Something I will note when buying this bike, you have to check everything's done up when you buy it. Like fun bikes, if you want to contact me and get someone to have a phone call with me, then fair play. I'll have a phone call with you. But I bought this so I can review it as harshly as I want to. I paid this for this, so I can review it as harshly as I haven't modified anything apart from when I broke the back. When I fell off, I broke and the back calipers exploded. The valve exploded, and I had to put a new one on there. Could have been me pulling too hard, but I'm only a little guy, so I doubt it. What I would definitely know is looking into unplugging the brake sensors, because they're not safe. You need to be able to accelerate as you're coming out of a corner, not choose either don't accelerate or accelerate. So I've took off the cutout switch for the brake sensor, so the front one doesn't even do it, and I prefer it. You think about it, on a normal motorbike, when you pull the brake in, it doesn't disengage the engine. You have to do that. So why this has it and why e-bikes have it, I honestly don't know. I get it for like little granny bikes and that, but for an actual motorbike, I don't understand. They do advertise that this bike is 1500 watts, but I don't think it's running 1500 watts. I think it's running more like 1200 maybe. There's gonna have to be some modification in order, but that was a little warm. But it's definitely, I don't personally think it's one. I will test it, but I don't think it's running 1500. Only because I have a 500 watt e-bike. Right, I have a 250 watt e-bike, a 500 watt e-bike. I have a 1000 watt e-bike that can either be ran at either 1000 watts or 1500 watts. And the 1000 watt is far quicker than this. And it's 10 kilos heavier, but it is far, the e-bike is 10 kilos lighter than this. But it's far quicker. More than 10 kilos could make a difference, to the point where I got my 18 stone mate. I'm 10 stone, he's 18, so he's 8 stone heavier than me, so an extra 50 kilos or whatever. He jumped on my 1000 watt bike and he still dusted me on this. So I just can't, unless it's the gearing needs changing, but then the acceleration's already slow enough. Slow, yeah, it is slow. If any slower, it wouldn't even be classed as a motorbike. So there's definitely gonna have to be some changes made. But this is an honest review. The seat, all the plastics are lovely, all the box, all that seems lovely, the battery's lovely, the motor is lovely. I would have expected more, but from a £1,000 bike. The forks are decent and all the mudguard and everything. The wheels are half decent. Tyres are alright, the wheels are half decent. But still, I expected more for my money. I'll quickly lean the bike out and pull the throttle back just so you can see it RPM. So it has got some beams, it's just when it's under load, or like when you're going up a hill, it does not do that. I think more amps. I want to do acceleration test, I think. Around the corner there. Two-speed one will do 0 to 40 kilometers. Right. Last test we're going to do, and that's going to be a brake test, and only with the front brake. I'll do that at 20 kilometers an hour. Right down brake. Jesus, yeah, that's decent. That's a decent brake, that is.